Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Mengo Technical and Business Institute, NASNA. As a club, talk to talk. We are basically dependent on public speech, and today we are going to talk about some topics of which they include education, African leadership, and mindset. Um, with my speakers here, on my right, I have Amriat Jesse, Kirenya Eric Akim, and on my left, Charles Gondeze Dennis and Nelson Wombe. Uh, this club was started by one of our members, of which it is basically to help us in public speech, growing confidence in people, mostly with students, and educating our students and other people out there, and letting people know about the effects and about the positive effects and negative effects of people. Talking to you is the moderator of the day. She's Natrina Maria. I would therefore request you to allow me have our first speaker come and talk to you, and that will be Amriat Jesse. That will be talking about education, basically not in Uganda alone. It is about the whole of Africa, talking about education in different departments. So, Mr. Amriat Jesse, you are welcome.
Um, Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, uh, um, I would like to thank you for this moment and this opportune moment to give me this time to talk about education. So, let's start with something real small. I remember those days when my grandma used to ask me that, son, why do you go to school? All I could tell her is, um, probably to just pass time and get a job. But little did I know that it was for my own good. Imagine a world where no one could read, write, or think critically, where people believed the world was flat and not circular, whereby no one could tell them otherwise that the world is circular. It was because of education that we got to know more facts and other things about this earth. So, the true meaning of education, when they say education, many people think it's only schools and degrees, but education is it's bigger than this. It's bigger than what we think. It's a process of learning, unlearning, and relearning. It's what a child gets from their homes, what a farmer learns from experience in the garden, and what we teach each other through conversation. Education is not just about passing exam, as we think. Most of us, of course, we go to school that I must focus and pass the exams. Yes, it's part of that, but it's about learning skills. It's about learning skills to solve problems and adapt to change and improve our communities. Also, education is a tool for opportunity. Let's be honest. The world doesn't give equal chances to all of us. No, it doesn't. But education gives you a chance. Education is one of the few tools that can level the field for you. A child born in a small village with no electricity can, through education, he can be a president, a doctor, or anything else he wants. That is the power of education. So when you're educated, opportunities don't just come. You create the opportunities. You create the opportunities for yourselves. So that's the power of education. That's the power of education. Also, education has a role in society. Without education in society, societies collapse. And I'm serious about that. Societies collapse. Education teaches us to respect laws, understand cultures, and solve conflicts peacefully without any wrangles. Without any fights, you solve things peacefully. There is a saying that a pen is mightier than the sword. So, if you're educated, you'll solve greater wars. You will fight and conquer bigger wars than just being there uneducated. Education fuels motivation. Every piece of technology we are using, the smartphones, the laptops, uh, every single piece of technology we are using was achieved through the education system that was introduced by individuals. And we would like to thank them for introducing education. So, today was born from someone's learning and curiosity. Someone sat there and decided to learn on specific things, like, for instance, how can I start making a vehicle? Now we have free transport that is faster. That was through someone's research. He educated himself, and here we are, faster transport. So, education is a key. It's the key to success. Though some people still have these stereotypes that, wow, forget, I can make it without education. Yes, you can, but please put education also first. It is a key. And more educated societies are stable because of education. Sorry, and and the and the more educated a society is, the more stable and progress and prosperous it becomes. And prosperous it becomes. Along the way, also challenges are there in education. Education has multiple challenges. Among them is, for instance, the kids down there in the village have to travel for long distances, but that doesn't break them down. They endure it for 365 days. Okay, they do it for years and years, but that doesn't break them down. But one of the challenges is long distances. Second challenge is lack of scholastic materials and fees. That challenge also hinders education, but that shouldn't stop you from what? Trying to get education for yourselves. Also, last but not least, let me leave you with a thought. If you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a long time. Education is that teaching to fish, not giving a man a fish. Education is that teaching a man to fish. Hence, you're going to make him be a sustainable human being. You're going to sustain his life by teaching him how to fish. So let us not just seek education for ourselves, but become champions of learning for others. Because when one mind is enlightened, the whole world becomes a little brighter. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Riyad Jesse. Talking about education, it has brought more harm. It has brought more good than harm, depending on my own thought. Because specifically looking at the ancient Africa, looking about the ladies, the way they would be treated. Ladies were meant to be for kitchen and doing home chores, but right now we education has helped us learn, has brought us from all that. For example, right now me at Mengo, I am doing plumbing, and back then those people used to see those things like, oh, those things are meant to be done by men, those things are for men, but right now we can do them. Talking about education also, you can look at the Speaker of the Parliament right now. She's a lady, but back then that would be those would only be men because they would see ladies are not meant for education. So I would recommend parents out there to help your children go to schools, help your children go to technical institutes and learn. It is not about only men. It's not about only rich kids or what. No, we can all be educated. There is a saying that goes, when a man points at the moon, the wise man's eyes look at the moon, but the foolish man's eyes only end at the fingertip. So it's all about us, either to look at the moon or to stop at the fingertip. Um, the next speaker to share with us, that is Nyera Eric Akim, and is going to be talking about the leadership in Africa. Allow me, let him be on stage. Thank you.
The distinguished guest, honored participant, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Nyera Eric Akim, a speaker of Talk to Talk Club, Mengo Technical and Business Institute. As well, I'm pursuing my national certificate in electrical installation and system maintenance, particularly in the Department of Electrical Engineering. Today, I am honored to speak about the African leadership. This is the topic that is close to my heart, and I believe that it is very essential for us to discuss about African leadership. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I move to what has put us here, first of all, I would like us to get the definition or the real meaning of leadership. Because always we hear about leadership, leadership of our country, or leadership of the institute, and so on. So I would like us to get it before I move on with my discussion. So you realize that the meaning of leadership, it is the process, hmm, the process of influencing, guiding an individual or group to achieve or towards achieving their goal. That is what it means to be said leadership. And it involved in many things. Among the things that leadership dwelled or involved in it, the first thing is setting and direction. What do I mean? Or what does it mean? Or what does it shows? To be said, setting and direction. It's just simple. I'm going to give a definition practically, and I will base in our country here, Uganda, of which or in which we are. It's like our president trying to form a group of people, or is trying to form a troop. So before you making that, he has to put some setting. He has to put down something. Huh? He has to give a direction. And what are those directions? Those directions is that, or those directions are putting where things are supposed to be done, or where things are supposed to go. Now, take for example, if he is planning to go and set up peace in South Sudan, what is he supposed to do? Hmm? What is he supposed to do in order for him to make sure that peace and harmony are being placed in our neighbor country, South Sudan? That is what it means to be said direction or setting. You have to put down something, what you are going to do. It's the ambition, what you are going to achieve, in which you have to put away through you can target that. That's what it means, setting and direction. Direction, you give a direction where to go. Then another things that involves in leadership, we have inspiring and motivation or motivating. Inspiration or inspiring, it means yes, you have to place in, or you have to behave in a way that you can make someone feel that yes, this is the kind of passion I need, or this is the kind of leadership I need. Placing in something, either in you who is aspiring to be a leader, you place something in you that shows that what speaks about you, or what make people sees that yes, in this regime or in this passion, I see that this is a what, a good sign of leadership in that. Now, I think we have got the definition of leadership with what it involves. Now I'm going to dwell on the African leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, when we see, according to the research we have done or we have carried out, it gives us that African leadership encompasses various styles and philosophies shaped by the continent's diverse cultures, histories, and experience. What does it mean? It means African leadership, it is based on a way how the Africans, we live our life. It is based on our culture, where we belong. That's where you get the meaning, or what shows that African culture is based on. Then we have the core principle. Core principle, this is the most important rules and regulations that govern Africans or that guides Africans